Alright, a slower version of the handheld tutorial. So you can see here I've prepared the shrine to this beautiful box boy, and we're gonna get in closer and investigate a little bit. So here's our camera. Hit 0 on the numpad to go in there, and I'm gonna go to frame 0. Hit I to add a location rotation keyframe, yes. And then let's say we spend a good 4 seconds approaching it. So I'm going to move the camera forward. Yes, getting nice and close. Yes, and then hit I and another location rotation keyframe. And I'm going to change the end frame to 100, so I can just keep kind of playing this on loop, so we can see what we're doing as we go. So right now you can see that it accelerates and then the camera kind of deaccelerates towards the end, which in this case is actually kind of cool because it implies that we're slowing down as we get close to him. But a lot of times you don't want your camera to do that. You just want your camera going full speed, start to stop. And so to do that, you just have all of these selected and hit V vector, and now it goes dun 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 dun, and that actually works. That works pretty good. Actually, I'm going to select these right here, and I'm going to change them back to automatic, so we still kind of slow down at the end there, but I'm going to scale them on the x-axis, just kind of to split the difference. So now we get a little slower, but we're not, you know, coming all the way to stop. And selecting the camera, I think we're starting from too far back for 4 seconds, so I'm just going to scoot a little bit closer here and just overwrite that existing keyframe. There we go. That's pretty good. All right, and now the handheld stuff. So here's that's the X on location. So I'm going to turn all of these off right here. So all we're looking at is the rotational axes. Let me open this all up a little bit. Pow. So now the hidden button, this tiny little arrow, click that, and we've got our side panel. Modifiers, noise, and already look at it. We're just so excited to see this box boy. So we've got to we're gonna scale it up. Yes, checking him up and down. Let's turn down the strength a little bit. You know, just kind of a subtle nod. Hey there, box boy. Sorry, I got hypnotized for a second there. So you can just repeat this process with the other rotational axes, but you can also click this button, and we throw this onto our next one by clicking that. But now, because these are both in sync, they go up and down in the exact same way, which means instead of doing their own thing, they'll always be going on a diagonal, if that makes sense. So we can just slide them with the offset here, and they're both doing their own kind of thing. And this just feels like I like it because it's a good amount of shake for a camera shake tutorial, but in all honesty, it's actually kind of intense. So I'm going to open this up a little bit, turn it down. I'm going to do the same thing for this one. Yeah, there we go. And of course we got to finish it off with the y-axis. Oh, noise. Whoop. And this usually needs to be like 0.02 or something just very, very small and big. I feel like our brains are particularly predisposed to seeing roll, probably because that's the orientation that tells us if we're about to fall over. Maybe not, though, because I think it's true we can fall over in any direction. So I need to duplicate this guy because I want to show you depth of field real quick. And here we go. He's just the cube army now. And depth of field, very easy. Go back into the buttons here, and we're in Eevee, which works really good with depth of field. You can do it with cycles, but it just, you know, you gotta render it, and it increases the render time. Whereas Eevee's depth of field is immediate and doesn't seem to cost you any render time at all, really. But it is doing a lot of cheats. But yeah, with the camera selected, click depth of field, and nothing happens. Let's crank the f-stop way down. And people who use cameras will be like, that isn't real. It's like, yeah, well, we didn't build anything to scale. This cube boy is like 3 meters across. We haven't even set sensor sizes or anything. So my advice, just do it to taste. We're going to focus on an object. You can also set to distance like this. But that means as we walk forwards, that distance stays the same. And so we're now focusing way back behind the curtain. So instead, we're going to keep it dynamic and just click right there. And that doesn't look good. And I think the reason is because it's focusing on that origin point instead of his face. So I'm going to select all of this, bring it back. Just kind of lines up there. Tab back in object mode. Scoot forward, and there we go. And I'm also, I really want to see this guy. Yeah, I'm feeling that. Could probably have it so these guys kind of like track to look at us too. Oh, you can't just hit Control T track anymore. Okay. So that's a lot of it. Let's I guess I'll show you. Let's turn the locations back on, because we can make him kind of warble a little bit. You'll notice rotation covers most of this, but you can definitely do some funky stuff with the location. I could add like a noise modifier to that, but I've never really seemed to need to, and so I usually just hand do the location ones. So we start kind of walking this way, and we're like, hey, what's that? And maybe we walk too far this way, and so we want to look back to the left. So that's this one? Yeah. So add a new keyframe here and turn that, hit V, automatic. So we'll kind of start being like, walk in, and yeah, then we just kind of see that, we walk in. I dig it. So that's more or less, you can push this up, you can turn it down if you, to taste. If you're doing like a fast vehicle, you keep this one pretty intense and quick, so it's like, even more so. Like you're driving over a gravel road. Yeah. Maybe you probably want to do like less but faster. It's like, yeah. Anyways, a lot of things you can do with this. It's really cool. You can also, of course, animate cubes, or I'll do things bouncing in the wind, like if you have a little side panel hanging off of your spaceship or whatever, like obviously this is now a little side panel. Oh, I can't do. Oh, I just switched to Blender 2.82, and that's why some of my hotkeys aren't working. Well, that makes sense. Moving this down here, yeah, and then we go. He's got little dog ears. I like it. And hit I, rotation. Which axis? Yes, that's the one. I'm gonna add the noise here. And so yeah, imagine if this were like he was a missile flying through space. And that's just a little thing kind of on the side. It's just nice and subtle, but it's like shaking in the breeze to show how fast things are going. This is the way that you can get like realism really, like real good from all the little secondary motion. That you don't have to do like a whole physics pass on that, because that's a big pain in the butt. You just get to have your noise do it. And I'm so sorry I always record the extended versions when I'm kind of tired. These are in sync, so I'm gonna do that. And now his magical cube ears are blowing in the breeze as he flies across the Canada stratosphere. Dun, dun, dun. V for vector, and Alright, anyways, I'm gonna go to bed now. I will see you later. Goodbye.